Hello everybody and welcome back to My Garage Roleplay. Alright, so as you guys can see, we've got a second lift in our shop. And this is actually just like what they call a trial lift that we've got in the shop. So I haven't purchased this thing just yet. I just got the rep out and he said he's going to borrow me one for a week to test and see how it works. If it works for us, then we can, yeah, pretty much buy it. So at this point, it came in useful just to loosen up the bolts of the transmission, because obviously we can't get under there without, putting it up on a lift. So that is why this came in very handy at the moment. But yes, we will quickly remove the engine from the Mercedes over here. And then we've got quite a bit of work to do on the NIV 4x4, as you guys can see. So there's a load of parts over here that we need to install on this thing. And there's also going to be some more bodywork involved, because we've got these off-road fenders as well, and quarter panels that we need to install. So yeah, that is going to be quite a process. I'm not too sure how long this is going to take to get done, but we will see how far we get in this episode. And as for the El Camino over here, we haven't started stripping yet, so we will do that once we are done with the NIV on the lift. And then, yeah, we will start taking parts of this thing for Cyclone's El Camino, which is over in Tom's shop. And also, Tom is busy with the Dodge Charger. You can just barely see it from here. So he's busy sorting out the quarter panels and the rear panels on that, and also painting up the fender, the two fenders and the hood. So hopefully in the next episode we can get that thing sorted out. So yes, let us continue by taking out the engine from our Mercedes. So I'm just going to come and grab the wrench again. And then we'll quickly rip this engine out, and yeah, hopefully we can get it taken to Spartan. Because I also want to take that engine, the one on the floor, on the crate, to him as well. Because, yeah, we've got a little bit of a deal coming up with Spartan about that diesel engine he's got. So what I'm hoping to do is to trade in this engine as well as the V8 we've got over there, so that we can get a nice discount on the engine that he's got in his shop at the moment. So yeah, what I'm doing now is just checking if I can get to all of these other bolts. This is quite a compact engine to work on, but I'm sure we should be able to get it out. It's the first time in the MG series, or My Garage Roleplay series, that we actually take a diesel engine out of a car. So especially one that is very compact like this. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky, some of these pieces, but we'll get it. Okay, so we've got pretty much all of those bolts out. So I think it's just the fuel line that we need to disconnect, and then this should pop out. So the fuel line is over there. All right, and then okay. All right, so the fuel line is not the only thing holding this in. It's probably a ground wire on the battery or something. So we'll quickly have a look at that. Probably all the way back here. Yeah, there, I can barely see it. Okay, so we've got one diesel engine. And we are stuck on the post. There we go. All right. So yeah, this will be going over to Spartan shop. So we can just drop this in the back of our El Camino over here. And then I will get this delivered to him and hopefully pick up our new engine for the next episode, because I doubt we're going to get to it this episode. So yeah, let's start working on this little NIV 4x4. I just want to close the hood here and pick up the fuel line, which is, yeah, still a very good condition fuel line. So we'll definitely reuse this again. I might actually have to move this shelf if we're going to have the lift over here. So this is just a temporary position until we figure it out. But yes, moving on to the little NIV over here. We've got some cut and weld work to do. So I think let's start with that first of all, and then see if we can get this sorted out. So what I'm probably going to be doing this episode is do a lot of time lapses where I'm gonna speed up the process, and you guys can watch it at you know, a little bit of a quicker rate than what it is going to be for me. So that is what I have in mind for this. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna start by just doing this, and then I'll bring you guys back up to speed once we have installed the new parts. So just gonna chuck everything outside. We cut off the car as well, and then yeah, we'll get this thing sorted out and hopefully running. If not running, at least in a condition to where we can pretty much say we've achieved enough for the episode. So yeah, let's get cracking. Alright, so we've got our frame rails, I think that's what they call these, welded up, as well as our wheelhouse at the back left is also replaced. So that is pretty much the welding work done on this car. So up next we will be doing the suspension work, which I am pretty sure will be easier if we did most of the pre-assembly on the floor over here and then just put the whole suspension in. So what I'm thinking of starting with the front suspension, and then yeah, we're gonna mount some big meaty tires and rims on this thing. So these are 16 inches and they are widened a bit, so that makes it a little bit wider at the end of the day for the 4x4 purposes. And then yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump in and assemble the suspension and pop it on the vehicle, and then see what else we still need to do. Alright, so here we go. Alrighty, so there we've got our front suspension pretty much installed into the vehicle. And I hope this lift is going to be big enough for those wheels to fit. So what we're going to do now is pretty much take these spacers and then see how the wheel will fit with the spacers, and hopefully that's going to give us the result we're looking for. Yeah, that might be a little bit too far out, but I guess it's up to the customer, because this is what he sent us. We will always change it if need be. So, yeah, what did I want to do now? Come around the other side, and I went to the back. Yeah, that's not going to work. Alright, so up next we will be installing the parts on the rear axle, and then pretty much mount the rear axle as a unit, pretty much like what we did now. So there are still some odd pieces here that I can mount quickly, so let's go ahead and do that first. So this is the transfer case, I believe. Should go over here. And I do want to double check on some of these bolts, because there's quite a lot of them. Like the one for this front drive shaft or drivetrain. I believe it's only just a 2, and yeah, that seems to be good. Alright, so I'm not going to doubt myself there. But now we are good to pretty much finish up the front end over here. So with this installed, hopefully that's going to be the last. Let's just see what else we have. We've got our steering column, obviously, and our brake line. And our brake reservoir over here. Do we even have... Yes, we do. Okay, we do have some brake fluid, at least, so that is good. Alright, let's see if we can get this thing more or less in position. Right, so those bolts should be on the inside. We're going to be able to get it here. Yeah, we've got it. Alright, perfect. So then we can go ahead and mount our brake line as well. And then I'm pretty sure we can say that the front suspension work is done once we get this zip down over there and over there. Apart from the steering column that we still need to put in. But that's okay. So what I'm going to do now is pretty much start with the rear end. So yeah, straight back into the time lapse, and here we go. Alright, so that is the rear suspension pretty much installed. So let's just go ahead and pop the drive shaft in as well. So I'm pretty confident this should go on. Yeah, that's not a problem. Alright, so pretty much we still need to mount the transmission, but I'm not sure if we can actually fit this without the engine. Let's go ahead and try quickly. Yeah, we can. Alright, there we go. Right, so let's zip that into place and also tie it up to our transfer case. So that is pretty much suspension sorted. And yeah, pretty much next up in the line will be to get the wheels mounted at the back. And then we can start working on the engine bay. Try and see if we can get this thing running. And then we'll start on the cosmetics with, you know, all of those bits over there. So there's still quite a bit of work to do, but I'm confident we'll be able to finish it in this episode. So let's slap these wheels on. they are super wide with these spaces. So I guess that is what you want if you are going to be off-roading. So am I missing a wheel spacer by the looks of it? Alright, so... Oh, I already put it on. Okay, so there it is. So let's quickly zip this into place as well. And now the next step I think is just to lower down and put some air into these tires. Yeah, we are going to have to put a lot of air in those tires. Alright, so let me grab my air pump over here and start pumping up these wheels. So yeah, let's get this sorted out. Alright, look at that thing. So it is sitting quite high now with just the lift kit as well as the big tires we've got on here. I must say it is looking pretty mean. Alright, so yeah, I think next up we're gonna see if we can get the engine bay sorted out. So first of all, I've got a brand new radiator and hoses, so that is going to go in here so that we can be sure to have sufficient cooling for our engine. And then we're also putting in new battery wires and a new battery. So hopefully this will go in. There we go. Alright, so that bolts to there. And then, yeah, I don't want to put the battery in just yet. We'll do the battery last. Alright, so let's grab our engine over here. Which I'm hopeful is going to make enough power to get this thing, you know, to do whatever it needs to do when you go off-roading. Alright, so let's do this. Got a couple of bolts to sort out here. Let's just make sure we've got our hoses are tightened down. Okay, let's go around the other side. I think there's something I missed on the other side. I'll go and double check that in a second. And we also need to zip that down for the brake fluid. Alright, so I think I'm missing the alternator bolt. I don't know if I did it. No, I did do it, and the starter is done. Alright, I think I've got everything. Alright, so now we can probably install our battery. It should be safe. And let's remember to start with the positive and end with the negative. Or was that the wrong way around? I don't know. I doubt it. Anyway. So yeah, that is pretty much what we're going to do now is the fluids. And then see if this thing fires up and see if it moves, I guess. After we installed our steering column. Because that is definitely not going to work out too well for us. And we need to take off this cap as well. Let's just put it. Oh no, don't lose it. Okay, and then we can get the oil. I think 2 bottles of oil should be enough for the inline 4 over here. Hopefully we can reach. There we go. All right, it is going in. Alright, so the oil is topped off and then we can pretty much close up there. So I think what I'm going to do next is just fill up this brake fluid before I forget about it. So I don't know if these bottles are still full, so I guess we'll find out once we start pouring. And yeah, well, it stops before we are on our mark. So really, this freaking thing was empty and it's been sitting on the shelf. Alright, anyway, let's just grab the other one. I'm sure this will be okay. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a late shift for us today. It's already 5 p.m. and we have done, yeah, pretty much a lot of work already, but I'm going to try and see if we can finish this today before we knock off. So that is something that I'm going to have to see how far we can get. Alright, let's grab some coolant from the table, and hopefully this is a full jug. I've got no idea. There we go. Alright, let's fill this up. Alright, so that filled it up perfectly. So yeah, let's just put a cap on this. It's a little overfilled, but it should be okay. Alright, but I'm pretty confident to say that we can try and start this thing once we get a fuel line and obviously a steering column mounted to it, I think. So let's just first of all push it back a little bit. Obviously the e-brake is off. That is not good. It's gonna roll away. Alright, let's tighten that quickly, and then let's grab our steering column and just pop this in. Alrighty, and there we go. Alright, perfect. So now at least the vehicle should be drivable, and then we can just pretty much install the fuel line, which we obviously don't have, but luckily I do know we've taken the one of our Mercedes over there, so I'll just have to get a new one for the Mercedes then, which is also fine. Alright, just maneuver around these poles. Okay, let's just get this hood open again. Alright, fuel line. Ah, there we go. Oh, it's on the other side of this thing. Okay, there we go. And zip that down. Right, before we try and start this thing, let's just double check on the oil level, obviously. Yeah, I think we are good. Alright, and our brake fluid is good. Maybe I should just do a double check on the brake hoses and stuff as well. So yeah, before we start this thing and take it for a drive and then something is still loose. So yeah, that's a nice thing about wide arches, like arches. Yeah, getting tongue-tied here. So the wide arches allow you to just sort of put your head in here, and then there we go. We gotta check these things if they are tight. I believe that is tight. Alright, this thing is so high we can actually just go under here. Alright, so I did tighten up everything, so that is perfect. Right, so yeah, let's see if this thing runs and drives. Just put this wrench down on the table. Okay, let's see. Wait a minute, I'm forgetting the freaking exhaust muffler. Let's just get this installed first before we blow our own eardrums off here. Alright. And zip it down, and there we go. That is done. Alright, now we can probably start this thing up. Yeah, we'll clean up the trash a little bit later on. Alright, let's see first of all what it does. It's a little bit high. You need to give it a jump now to get into this thing. Alright, let's fire this thing up. I think we might be out of fuel then. Probably. Yeah, I think we are out of gas because that gauge is not moving. So I'm going to have to go and grab some gasoline. So I guess I will be right back. Alrighty, so I'm back with some gasoline. So we're just going to pretty much put this in the tank and then see if this thing will fire up. I'm very confident. So far, I've never had a problem with any of the engines spot and built for me, so it should fire up once we've got the fuel in it. And then that'll tell us if this engine is gonna run and hopefully move this beast of a behemoth machine that we have created here. Alright, let's just move this out of the way. Alrighty, and let's go and see what she does now. Alright, still no luck, so let's just double check everything here then on the engine, because I'm pretty sure I did everything. So I'm not too sure if we are missing anything, so yeah, we're gonna have to check on this. So our fuel pump is tight. We've got a fuel line that is tight. Our battery is definitely connected. Just make sure of that. That is done. We've got our starter. All the bolts on that is tight. That is tight. Do we have a ignition coil on this engine? Yes, we do. And last but not least, do we have spark plugs in all the cylinders? Yes, we do. So yeah, I'm not too sure why this thing doesn't want to start up, but I'm not going to break my head about it. If it doesn't start up, we'll sort it out and then get it running for the next episode, because we've still got quite a lot of work to do to this. So yeah, I think let's just check it one more time. Maybe something stupid is just stopping it from starting. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna have to just check a couple of things. So I'm pretty confident that battery is perfect. Yeah, we've lost a little bit of power to it, so yeah, this is got me at a loss at the moment. So yeah, I guess we'll figure it out. I mean, it can't be that difficult. It's probably something simple. But yes, let's see what is cooking with these off-road panels that they sent us as well. So we're going to start with the front bumper then. Unbolt that. And let's see if this big off-road bumper is going to fit on this thing. Alright, there we go. Yeah, that is looking quite mean. I must say, that is definitely fitting for a off-roader like this. Let's just be sure to transfer our license plate over here as well. Alright, so this looks like the similar bumper we had on our NIV truck we had way back in the day. So that is pretty much the same. Alright, let's get this taken off as well. So this is our standard rear bumper. And then we've got this. This is actually a demolition derby bumper, but it also works very nicely on the off-road. If it'll fit this car. I'm sure it will. There we go. Just had to aim it a little bit higher. Alright, so there we go. That is looking pretty mean. Alright, let's get our screwdriver put back in the toolbox, because we don't need it anymore. And let's start with the front fenders, because I think that's going to pretty much be the easiest part here. Alright, so that's one stock fender. Alright, let's grab the new one we've got over here. Which is... it's this one over here. Right, so this has to be repainted again. So I'm sure Tom will be able to sort that out in a jiffy. Alright. And let's put this one down over there for now. And let's get this one mounted. Right, so yeah, we've got a little bit of a fender flare to these. So that looks much better already. So I think now we can probably start cutting off the rear panel. Although I'm not sure how much cutting and welding that is going to entail. And I seem to have... Oh, there it is. Okay. Lost my grinder nearly for a second. Right, so this should actually be very easy in my mind. So we're going to try and see if we can get this sorted out quickly. We might actually have to remove the windows first, so let's do that also. So that we can get access to those welds. Let's just pop that on the floor over there. Alright, so there should be a cut over here and at the top, and then this should peel off, hopefully. There we go, there we go. Alright, there it is. Okay, so that is quite easy, actually. Didn't expect it to be so smooth. And we also got the rocker panels to do still. So we need to bring our welder for this bit. Alright, let's get that welded up. Righty, let's get these ones. Okay, perfect. Let's move over to the other side and then we'll do the rocker panels. Alright, let's open the door for these ones. And let's get the window removed as well. We can probably pop this one in now. There we go. Right, and let's just put this on the floor carefully, like that. Right, let's cut this off as well. And over there, and then... yeah, there we go. So we are gonna need to... probably remove that as well. Let's get our screwdriver here for a second again. Let's come over here and undo this. Can we put it onto this? There we go. Alright, let's zip these down. Alright, and let's get this panel onto the car. It's a little bit finicky. Let me get the screwdriver out of my hand. Maybe it's going to help a bit. There we go. Perfect. Alright, let's get that welded up. Alright, superb. Alright, now next up is just these rocker panels quickly. So that should be fairly easy. Let's just see. Might be missing a hidden weld over there somewhere. Maybe there's another one over here at the front. There we go. We've got it. All right, let's also get this window put back in the car. Right. Looking for the right rocker panel. Over there. And let's get this welded in place as well. Yeah, some of these welds are a little bit hard to see, but we more or less know where they are supposed to be, so it's not really impossible. But I think we've got them all. Let me just see down here. Yeah, there's one. All right, perfect. Great stuff. And now we'll just do the exact same on the other side. And remove this rocker panel on the opposite side. Damn, it is dark. It's like 8 PM already. Alright, so yeah, this will be probably our first night shift for the RP series as well. Not really night shift, but working into the hours of the night, which is always fun. Alright. There's somewhere there must be a weld that I'm not seeing. I need to cut off. Should be another one somewhere then. Yeah, this is a probably somewhere under here where we can't spot it at the moment, so I doubt that was... No, that was it, definitely. Okay, perfect, great stuff. So now we can get the other rocker panel from the table over here. And then it's just pretty much our roof rack, and then this thing is, yeah, pretty much assembled body-wise, and then we just need to figure out what's going on with the engine, why it doesn't want to start. As I say, it might be something very simple. Alright, let's put that on there, and then we'll take it around to the other side quickly. And just be sure to get all of these welding spots tagged up again. Right, I am quite confident I've got them all. Yeah, this thing is so high we can actually just crawl under here. But I'm pretty confident that is all the welds on that part. And then we're going to see if this roof rack fits. I mean, I haven't installed one of these on a NIV ever. But it looks like it's going to fit, yes. So let's get it zipped down. Alright, that is pretty much perfect. I mean, it's been quite a little bit of a job and maybe a little bit of a longer episode, but I think we have done well. Except for the engine not starting up yet, so I'm gonna have to diagnose that and see what is cooking with it and figure it out. So maybe if you saw something, drop a comment down below and tell me what it is. It could be various other things internally. Wait a second. I think maybe we do not have a camshaft in this thing. That'll definitely do it. I mean, I'm not too sure why, if Spartan forgot the camshaft, or if it maybe was something that he wanted to leave for me to figure out. So yeah, I guess we are gonna just pretty much get a camshaft for this thing. But now the shop is closed already and it is super late, so and there's no place on earth we're gonna find a camshaft at this hour, and I do not have any spare parts. So yeah, that is going to be a little bit of a bummer. So we're gonna have to wait until the next episode to get this thing running. So we'll just yeah, let's maybe just put this back with a bolt or two so that it doesn't get dust in it. And then hopefully that'll be what we needed to get this engine running once we get it, you know, installed. But yeah, I think that is going to be pretty much a wrap for this super long episode. So thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate every view, every like. And also remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I will appreciate it very much. But until the next time, cheerio.